Hello, everyone. I just wanted to make a video about a big topic that's been going around lately when it comes to For Honor and this new hero that came out lately. And that topic is single pick. And why For Honor doesn't have single pick yet it seems like the one of single pick keeps coming up more and more frequently with each hero release. Now, For Honor or Ubisoft has not been against single pick 100%, but they have tried it in this game and have kind of shown that it's not popular. Basically, if you look back to any events, the first one I can think of is the Breach rework that For Honor was doing about 2 years ago, I believe. And let's just say the reworks were nice, but they did it in single pick, and the popularity of people playing the testing grounds of Breach fucking died. Like, really quickly. Now, to some, that might not be a good indication, because maybe it was just because it was the Breach rework. Well, they've tried it multiple times. It hasn't just been only on testing grounds. They have tried it with a number of other events as well. With single pick in For Honor, it's a very, very difficult thing. Now, let's hear from both sides. On one side, there's plenty of heroes in this game. Yes, there are. There's, I believe, almost 30 or is 30 heroes in For Honor now. You have plenty of options to choose and pick from what you want. So, it's not like people won't have an abundance of heroes to play. There's plenty of options for everyone, and I can't imagine that some people only love one hero. Everyone's got their side mains. I, for one, even have them. You know, I have Musha, Warmonger, and Zanhu. I have those three heroes that I would be okay with playing. Now, as the opposite for that, coming from someone who likes maining up their characters and getting them pretty high, especially if I'm ready to binge it. Well, if we have single pick, I can't work on my main anymore. And to a lot of people, that's just not okay. And I don't blame them for that because, it makes sense. There's heroes in this game that we like playing and we want to play as. And single pick would obviously ruin that. Now, people can argue that, oh, other games had single pick. Well, For Honor is a very unique game in itself. There is no fighting game like this. And maybe that's why it gets a different idea when it comes to single pick. Ubisoft does have other single pick games, obviously, Rainbow Six Siege. But I feel like that's a bad comparison because the games are so different. And you might ask, well, they're both multiplayer competitive games. Well, one's a shooter. Regardless of who you play in Siege, a lot of them use the same guns. I believe, like, for example, if you play with any of the shield heroes, you're all gonna have the same firearms and have a different shield. For Honor is very different to that. For Honor is this hero uses this weapon. There's nothing else of that sort. And before anyone thinks that we should start swapping weapons and it should just go based on hero, never gonna happen. That's just not how the game's built. Now, when it comes, so that's one of the biggest reasons that I think single pick would not work in this game. Is because of how unique these certain heroes are. If I want to play as Warmonger, you can't sit there and tell me to play Warden because someone else picked Warmonger first. Because they're so different characters, even if they use the same weapon. Or as Ubisoft calls it, Flamber Sword versus Greatsword. It's a very difficult topic, and both sides have their points. That is 100% true. I do think, however, that Ubisoft will not go full into single pick. Another option that people have said is, why don't we make a ranked mode where it's single pick or anything of that sort? Well, if you looked at our ranked duels, it's kind of dead. And I don't know if it's the rank word that scares others, but I don't know. It's just been dead lately. Now, I wouldn't be against this. I don't think Ubisoft would do this, though. And the reason I think that is because the majority of the player base plays Dominion. Tribute's dead, Breach is going out, Brawl's on PC. Pfft. So, for Ubisoft to make another game mode that separates the player base even more, very, very little chance that they're going to do that. Now, For Honor is nowhere near a dead game, but it's also not one of the most popular games out there, even though I feel like I see it everywhere. Another big reason people want single pick is because of multiple of the same heroes, and sometimes those heroes have some moves that can stun you to death. Now, if people follow me on Twitch and YouTube, they know how I feel about stun lock. In a game like this, should not be a thing, 100%. Or if it's going to be a thing, damage reduction needs to work. So an example of this multiple hero crisis would simply be Griffin. 4 Griffins before he was nerfed or adjusted, whatever you want to call it, was a monster. It was crazy. But the reason that single pick's coming up again is because of this new hero, Kyoshin. Kyoshin has a full block that will stun you, and he gets 3 extra hits. Now, if you have a teammate that's right next to you and you're stunning someone, you get your 18 damage. That teammate can also get a free heavy. Me and my mod James did a test on this in Dominion. He stun locked someone, got 18 damage. I played Raider and got a top heavy, and it was over 40 damage. That poor guy we hit basically took a max parry punish for attacking. That's a little obscure. Now, as you know, I mentioned 1 hero and 1 other hero. Now imagine that with 4 Kyoshins. Kyoshin currently has an ability right now to stun you to death. If 2 Kyoshins know what they're doing, you have no chance of getting out of it. All of it's confirmed. If you're curious, go look at Daddy Law's Twitter. He posted a video of what can happen. Basically what happens is that you go into your full guard, they hit you, you stun them, and right before you're about to finish stunning them, the other Kyoshin throws an unblockable, and then stuns them. And then you repeat this process until the user is dead. Now, I don't know how the revenge feed works on this, because I personally haven't done it until like 5 minutes ago, and I wasn't paying attention to the revenge bar. But I can tell you right now, you're not getting revenge because the damage output is so low. Now, I know For Honor's revenge goes off base of blocking. Well, guess what? You can't block attacks that are confirmed. So, there is another big reason for single pick. But, in my eyes, instead of single pick, how about we fix stuff like that? Is that not allowed? Do we just live with what Kyoshin can do and go to single pick over 1 hero? Or do we try to fix this stuff that people complain about and keep single pick and keep everyone playing whatever heroes they want? Like I said, I feel like this game is very, very different from Siege, and because all the heroes are so unique, I just think single pick would be a bad idea. Single pick, I think, is going to, if they ever make it as another mode, is going to cut the player base really hard. It's going to make finding Dominion queues a lot longer. Or if they just make it permanent on every single game mode, you might put a solid nail in For Honor's coffin. But this is all purely speculation on what might happen. If I'm going to be 100% honest, I don't think Ubisoft is ever going to put single pick in because of these factors. They don't have a huge player base in this game, yet they're still working on it. And I don't think they want to see it go away yet. So with that being said, I don't think single pick is coming, no matter how much you guys cry for it. And heck, I've cried for it too, before anyone thinks that I'm like, oh, just get better. No, I see the issues as well, guys. But I don't know. I think I prefer to deal with these issues and play a character who I think can handle these issues, aka Musha, or aka my main, my best character, etc., then suddenly put single pick on, and then for periods of time when a hero suddenly gets popular, for example, Musha last year was one of the most picked heroes in the game, even though he was garbage. Now, during that time, do you think I could have played as Musha if he was the most picked hero? There was months where I saw like 3 to 4 Mushas per lobby, every lobby. So it's very hard to defend single pick when in this game, in our community, we all love our mains pretty hard. But that's just my opinion. I'm one of the few people in the community. I just wanted to get my voice out there because I know single pick's a heavy topic right now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. I'm perfectly fine with both. I think both opinions have valid thoughts. But I don't think Ubisoft will ever initiate single pick, especially in a game mode like Dominion. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys later.